Number 9, almost out of fingers. Failure is not failure. So my biggest failure in my dating life was probably my first girlfriend. After losing my virginity at 21 years old and getting my first girlfriend at like 24 years old, after a year, she broke up with me. And I was devastated. I felt like the only girl who ever loved me was gone. And that only happened once in 24 years. Like, what was the likelihood of that happening again? It wasn't gonna happen again. That's a big failure, right? One of my biggest financial failures was investing, upwards of $1 million into the stock market towards the end of 2021, right when it had peaked and before it dropped like 25%. That hurt. That was a lot of numbers in my bank account that went down. So the interesting thing about these failures is that they were not failures at all. They were actually catalysts for some of the biggest growth periods in my entire life. After losing that first girlfriend and having that validation, that love stripped away from me, it was a painful fire, but I lit this fire under my ass to make sure that there was no longer luck that I would have another girl in my life. I put my head down and got to work. That's just before this YouTube channel took the fuck off, before I got in the best shape of my life. After I lost all that money in the stock market, well, I had to completely reevaluate how I was investing. And I knew about dollar cost averaging, but now I knew about dollar cost averaging and I was never gonna make that mistake again. The only failure in life is not trying in the first place. If you're waiting on the sidelines now, waiting for the right moment to hop in, you're failing. That's a failure. Putting yourself out there, going for it with your dating life, going for it with your side hustle for your career, and falling on your face, that's not failure. That's growth. Number 10, officially out of fingers.